is a woman I have with me. She's showing me as a younger child. I feel she's always been a tomboy. Yeah, she's showing me that she's always had struggles mentally and emotionally. She's showing me her hands as well too. Like her hands are really hard. Like they're really they're tough.
Calloused too.
Yeah.
Probably a little yellow too.
They're like really hard hands. Sorry, I want to open my eyes, but I'm actually crying a little bit. There's lots of sadness she's actually bringing in right now. I give you stuff that I don't know.
Well, her hands, that's definitely her description for sure. And everything else you said is perfectly accurate to my sister.
I feel like the drug of choice for her was meth.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what she's showing me. She's showing me meth.
Yeah.
I can feel it in my jaw, actually, so I don't know if it's something she would have done, but I do feel it in my jaw.
She did. Her caseworker told me that somebody with some mental health issues that wants to feel normal will do meth and it makes them feel normal. Somebody who's normal might feel like more speedy or above normal, but it just kind of normalizes somebody who's suffering with mental health.
Yes, yeah. So, okay, she's making me aware that I feel like she would have had trouble communicating. Like almost like she couldn't quite find her words to communicate. Like she could speak, you know what I mean? But it's almost like she wasn't able to express her true self.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She's almost showing me like wanting to say something, but like she might not have necessarily meant what she said. Okay? Does she have something wrong with her ears, or she's showing me like my ears feel funny.
She had like a few piercings like around the top and stuff. But,
okay. My ears feel like really warm. Did she? I feel like almost like she went into a state of psychosis. Did she end up going into psychosis? Like I almost feel like it was like too much for her to handle.
So yeah, like she wrote a note like that she just couldn't deal with it anymore, but she missed the last Christmas with us, and it was like just having one appointment or one thing to do in the day became too much for her, or like anything more than that was just like intense and just too much for her to deal with, cope with, or manage.
Yeah. Because that's where the shame came in.
I do have a couple questions for Audrey.
Okay. Yeah.
One of them is like we cremated her, and I'm wondering if she wants her ashes spread and where she'd like them, or if she wants them hung on to, or what she'd like us to do.
She doesn't want the family to hold on to her. Like she wants you guys to let her go, but she almost feels like she's not ready to let you guys quite go yet. Do you get what I mean? Like it's almost like
none of us want to let her go, but I don't think we should be fixated on like ashes or something physical to remember her by.
I'm seeing like water. Okay. River specifically.
So we're gonna have a celebration of life on her birthday at Gill, and so I was wondering if that's where she'd like us to spread her ashes at Gill, because Corey told us Gill was one of her favorite river spots. It's in Chilliwack.
Okay.
I can't remember.
But she's showing me a river right now.
So she probably, hopefully Gill is the right river spot. I'm hoping.
I feel it is. It's definitely, she did show me a river. She's still here, and that's why she was saying she's not ready to fully let go yet.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's something maybe like at that time, like wanting to send her some love, you know what I mean, to help her cross over, because, oh my gosh, sorry, she has a lot of emotion right now. She's, I feel like she needs it.
The love, yeah.
Yeah, for love and, almost like prayers and stuff like that for her, because she needs it on the other side.
I think she definitely wants to like be here for her celebrations and stuff too, and like see all the family and everybody too.
Yeah.
So I think that will definitely help her. Like the first celebration of life is the weekend, and that's with all the family, and then 2 days later on her birthday is one with like friends, acquaintances, everybody that mattered. I think like being there.
I feel that's the time she's gonna go, because that's what she said. She says, I just want to be free. So I think that's just like almost symbolic, just to kind of let her go, right?
Yeah.
So it was just too much for her.
Okay.
She actually feels sorry for doing it to the people around her, even to Tessa, she's saying, right?
Okay.
So let's see if she has anything else to say. I just hear her keep saying sorry. So I don't know if there's something that happened, or if it's, I know she passed and she just took her life and stuff, but I do feel that it was, I don't know if there's something that would have happened.
For me, I don't have any hard feelings towards Audrey. All I understand and get that she was struggling, and I don't feel like she messed up or like hurt me, obviously, and I don't feel like the kids think that way either.
Yeah.
But I think she just knows we all would have loved to have her around longer, so maybe that's just what she's saying sorry for.
Yeah, she's saying sorry. That's what she keeps saying over and over and over again.
I forgive you, Audrey.
She didn't like people seeing her the way she was. That was a lot of the shame as well too. She didn't like people seeing that, because that's not really who she was. But you know that.
She's a very bright, beautiful soul. But yeah, she just seemed like she was trapped in a body and a mind that was extremely difficult to navigate.
Yeah. Because right now, when I'm sitting across from you, like, I just feel completely in my head right now. Like, everything's just in my head. My head hurts, and I just have like so much going on in my mind right now.
Yeah.
She's very thankful that everyone stepped up to help this stuff after her passing. Like, even like taking care of the speech and like everything to do with her passing.
Yeah.
And like cremating her and everything. She's just thankful that everyone was still able to do it for her, because I feel like almost she felt like she was alone. Even though she had support around her, you know what I mean? Like, mentally, she felt alone. She felt like no one quite understood what was going on in her mind.
Yeah.
But she's saying that she's thankful because she's seen other people around her where things would happen and no one would care. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have anyone, and she's just thankful that you guys were there for her.
We definitely cared, but we definitely didn't understand to the full extent. She told me things like, you know, having anxiety, depression, personality disorder, rage, and probably narcolepsy. She, like, towards the end, I knew that she was suffering a lot of mental illness, but I just didn't know to what extent and how hard. And like thinking like, oh, you've got an apartment now and you're back with your ex, like things are on the upswing, but they're not really, because she's still suffering. And I grabbed her phone and looked through all the messages between her and Tessa, and I could see like she's struggling to stay awake. Going to an appointment was such a big deal, and just like everything was so heavy and hard for her. So I could see that in the messages between them. So it gave me a better understanding of where she was at.
Yeah.
So I'm not really left with the questions of like, why did she do it? Like, I get it was really heavy for her.
And you understand as well too that she's able to heal now. You know what I mean? Like, she's not, well, when she fully crosses over, like right now she still has a lot of the heaviness with her, but when she's crossing, she's able to evolve and grow and heal, right?
Oh, another question. I don't know how long before a spirit reincarnates, but does she plan to reincarnate back into our lives, or anything she can tell me that way?
I don't feel like she's gonna read maybe with the kids' time, not
Yeah.
your time.
Okay.
Yeah. She's not saying not anytime soon.
Okay. Okay.
First I was gonna say no, but then she's like, oh. But there's definitely a lot of learning to do. She will be coming back multiple times yet, right? Because she does have a lot of learning to do. And she's saying that this is something her soul had to go through. Like everyone has like
A journey.
and we all go through stuff like she went through on this life. We might go through it in our next life. We might have went through it in our last life. But she's saying this is something her soul went through for part of her purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what
Yeah.
she needed to do in this lifetime. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like she's saying to being open with your children about mental illness, because if something ever comes up, you're unable to if something ever comes up, you want them to be able to talk to you about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because I felt like she kind of she never really communicated it to people until it was like a huge problem.
Yeah.
Okay? But she's saying like just opening up the lines of communication.
Yeah, I feel like Braylon has anxiety and depression, and I want to give her all the tools to deal and cope with that too.
Yeah.
And seeing what Audrey went through is like, well, that's where it could go for Braylon if everything didn't fall into place or she didn't have the tools. And I definitely want to be able to continue communicating with her and get better at communicating with her.
Yeah, but that's what they're saying is they're saying that the communication between you and the kids is very important, to keep it open, to let them know that a lot of people go through it and right? Okay. Feel like you take a lot on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I don't feel like you quite let it go very much. Like I'm not 100% sure what you do, but I almost feel like sometimes you have a hard time just letting go.
Not taking on all the responsibility.
Just
and all
letting
the
go
tasks.
and just letting everything just be, and almost like just focusing on yourself and having fun for yourself and not being so fixated on having to do things perfectly or all this responsibility. That's where this card came in. That's what she was talking about there too. Okay. She was showing me a box, like I was just saying with this card. So I'm seeing a box, and it's almost like I feel like for spiritually, like you put things in a box. Okay.
Literally too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. But so I'm being shown this box, and it's like you putting things in a box, but they're saying that to really expand your gifts is let everything just be like, if you don't have to do things in order, you don't have to do what people taught you, you don't have to do whatever you feel right at the time. You might start in a different area instead of like A, B, C, D, you know what I mean? Like you could just jump all around, but it was whatever's right for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's saying that to just trust in yourself a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I definitely need to do that.
And this has to do with your gifts, okay? So it's all around you is to basically see, and it's not in a nice little box. It's like literally like spread across the sky, and And this is also like taking your step in the world. So it's just taking your steps towards what you want to do, because you're going to incorporate spirituality in whatever you're doing, right? But they're just saying like, don't try and put it in a box, just let it.
It doesn't have to be perfect to be, because so many times I like, don't do a deep long meditation to communicate with spirit, and other times I'm like, do I really need to communicate with spirit through a meditation? Or like things can block me from achieving what I want to do because I'm thinking it needs to be a certain way.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't need to be.
Spirit will come in, and some people, even I know some people actually that will meditate for an hour before they do a reading. I'm like, that's crazy. But yeah, like even just a couple minutes or something like that. But I feel it's setting the intent with spirit, because spirit will come through, and all you have to do is run the please help me out. You'll always get something. It's just communicating and just be like, okay, Nancy, go stand by the door, because I do the same thing. I tell Laura, I'm like, go stand by the door, Laura, and I go, because that's my ego. I'm like, go stand by the door, and then I'm like, I'll allow my inner spirit to guide the reading.
Okay.
I always do that. I'm like, Laura, go stand by the door, right? So I get out of my head.
Okay.
You guys do feel her. She's around you a lot, and she's specifically helping you guys. Okay. But she's also saying too, when she fully crosses over and the healing and stuff, she's going to be better equipped spiritually to help